What's up YouTube, this is Harvey1997 here, coming at you today with a deck profile on my Ultimaya Tzolkin Hieratics. But this one has a twist to it. I've been playing this deck since Tzolkin came out. I made sure to get two of them for my Shonen Jump immediately, because I wanted to play this deck so badly. So, yeah, as I said, I've been making plenty of changes to this over this course of time, but, this is probably my favorite version of the deck. Not the most competitive one, but it's definitely my favorite. Shout out to Davinator1212. He actually posted this deck first, so I can't really take the credit for it. But it's been doing wonders for me. Really fun. The first time people face it, the look on their faces, it's just hysterical. So without any further ado, we'll get into the deck profile. Alright, start us off, we're playing standard Hieratics, 3 Tefnuit, and 3 Sue. Though this is more for a rank 6, or a level 6 based deck, so Nebthet didn't really meet its place in here, and the other one, the other level 5, the normal summon without a tribute, whose name is escaping me, I tested it, it just didn't do too well, because again, there are other things you can use in normal summon in this build. Then we're playing the 1 Labradorite Dragon and the 1 Wattaildragon. Labrador is your tuner to make Tzolkin, and Wattail is in case you've already tributed 1 Labradorite and you need to get another monster to make Tzolkin with. Some people like to play 2 Labradorite. I think 1 and 1 is actually better, because it allows you to make Tzolkin with the 2 of these monsters, rather than, whereas otherwise if you summon 2 Labradorites, you're kind of stuck. Like, you'd have to go into your your other Hieratic plays, which are always an option, but whether they'd get you the same end result is questionable. Alright, so, then to round off the last of the Hieratic engine for monsters, we're playing the 1 REDMD. It's dragons, you can't just not play this card. Now, as I said, this has a twist to it, so we're playing 3 copies of Manju of the 10,000 Hands, and before you think it, it's not Blue Eyes Chaos Max Dragon. Sorry if you got excited. Yeah, searches your monsters or your ritual spells. Very nice. Now here's our ritual monsters. I have 1 Saffira Queen of the Dragons, 1 Paladin of Dark Dragon, and the MVP of the deck, 1, 2, 3 copies of Hungry Burger. Now you're probably thinking, what in the world is Hungry Burger doing here? Well, if you think about it, this deck is kind of focused on Pre-Preparation of Rites, being able to get its real plays off. If you think about it, he's a level 6, he can be searched with Pre-Prep, and he makes Tzolkin. So, yeah. Now, if you wanted to be competitive with this, obviously take out the 3 Hungry Burger, put in 2 more copies of Saffira and her ritual spell, and then find 2 other cards you want to add in. Other things I've considered adding in, BLS. You could definitely put one of those in here. I wound up taking it out because, again, I was trying to go for more just a turbo Tzolkin build, and it didn't quite. It was very good when I could get it off, but it made the brick hands for first turn even worse. So that was my problem with it. But and also this deck, if your opponent makes, the difference between ritual Hieratics and standard Hieratics is that if your opponent makes you go first, knowing you're playing Hieratics, you don't really have much of a problem, because you just activate one of your ritual spells, tribute a Hieratic. Let's say you open Hamburger Recipe and Hungry Burger, or some way to get them both via Manju, Pre-Prep. You essentially have 3 copies of Hungry Burger, 3 copies of his ritual spell, 3 Manju, and 3 Pre-Prep. It's very easy to get him, and same for these 2. But you just have 4 less cards to get them. But anyway, so you open Hungry Burger and Hamburger Recipe and 1 Hieratic monster, which again is searchable with Convocation. You tribute 1 of them to summon him, summon Labradorite. There's a Tzolkin play. You still have 3 cards left in your hand. Or, no, is that right? No, 2 cards left in your hand. and if one of them's a spell or trap, then you set it and you get a big monster. So, very good. Saffira was very, very, very MVP in testing. I love this card in Hieratics. Paladin of Dark Dragon, it's just nice to be able to toolbox your REDMD. It's not super important. You could take him out if you wanted to. I just like him. It's nice to have another option with pre-prep. So, spells, we have 3 Seal of Convocation, no questions on that. 3 Pre-Preparation of Rites, card that makes any old ritual monster playable again. As I said before, we have the 3 Hamburger Recipe. Then we have 1 Hymn of Light for Saffira, and 1 Dark Dragon Ritual for the Paladin of Dark Dragon. And since we are playing Hieratics, we also get the advantage of main decking normal monsters, so we can play 1 Advanced Ritual Art as well. I'm not playing any more than this because you will typically get those 2 normal monsters out of your deck very fast, but it is still nice to have the option. Plus, it's also not searchable off of pre-prep, but it is searchable off of Manju if you open one of your ritual monsters. It's very nice. I have 1 Instant Fusion, 2 Mystical Space Typhoons, and 1 Upstart. I couldn't find anything else to add. This deck's problem was trying to make it have 40 cards in it, I'll admit. So, traps, I have 2 Scrap-Iron Scarecrow, because Tzolkin summoning big dragons on your opponent's turn is hysterical. And to round out the traps, we have 3 copies of Reckless Greed, again, just because I had some trouble finding some stuff to put in, as well as you really just want to get your Tzolkin out as fast as you can. Once you do, you're okay, but you have to get him out first. Alright, so for the extra deck, 2 Ultimaya Tzolkin, don't run 3, 2 is enough. If you lose both of them, well, be a little bit more careful next time. Hate to put it like that, but, you know. For the dragons to summon off the Tzolkin, we have for the level 7s, 1 Michael the Arch-Lightsworn, 1 Clearwing Synchro Dragon, and 1 Black Rose Moonlight Dragon. For the 8s, we have 1 Void Ogre Dragon, 1 Ignister Prominence the Blasting Dracoslayer. Now, you will not be able to trigger you don't have any pendulums to target with him, but it's really great and it's devastating to your opponent if you bring this out against a pendulum deck. You destroy one of their pendulum cards, whether it be in the zone or monsters in the pendulum zone or the monster zone, and then you shuffle something back. It's wonderful. I wouldn't cut this for anything. It's put in too much work. Then we have 1 Scrap Dragon and 1 Stardust Spark Dragon. You don't run standard Stardust because if he tributes, he won't revive himself with his own effect because he wasn't actually Synchro summoned. One other thing to note, if you have Crystal Wing Synchro Dragon, for the love of God, play him. I just don't have one. I should. It'd make this deck 30 times better, especially for the first turn play. But, as I said, I don't have one. So, since we play Instant Fusion, we're playing the 1 Elder Entity Norden. Your target is Manju. Not much to say about that. And rank 4s are playing 1 Castel, because if you have any access to any rank 4, he's probably the best one. And 1 Daigusto Emerald. Emerald also comes very in clutch in this deck. Being able to shuffle back ritual spells to be able to search them again off of pre-prep is nice. One other thing that people don't realize is you're playing normal monsters. You can bring back Labradorite and Wattail with Daigusto Emerald's effect. It hasn't come up a whole lot in practice, but it has come up enough times that it definitely warrants a spot, even if that was its only effect. Then for the rank 6s, I have 1 number 39 Utopia Beyond, because OTK from nowhere. 1 Hieratic Dragon King of Atum. You don't really need more than this in this build, since you're only playing the 6 Hieratic monsters and the 1 Saffira, and those are the only things that can make it. and 1 Gaia Dragon. You're playing a tomb. Why would you not play Gaia Dragon? It's simple as that. So let me know if you liked this deck profile. As I said before, shout outs to Davinator1212 for the idea behind Hungry Burger Tzolkin deck. As I said before, the combos are essentially just tribute a Hieratic with a ritual spell, summon your ritual monster, summon Labradorite off of the Hieratic, Tzolkin. There's not a whole lot else to it than that. Yeah, tell me down below if you like this video. Like, comment, subscribe if you enjoyed it, and I will catch you in my next one.